going to be a second video here. This legacy seat airbag removal that I'm doing here. This model number LS19102 legacy seat. I've used a block of wood to dunnage it. Once I realized I couldn't get to the bolt that was the top of this airbag, the airbag replacement part is airbag number from Tom Neal Freightliner. It's a WO2358702. If you notice on this fitting, it's weird. This is the bottom of it, and this is the top. That's where the bolt goes in the bottom of the seat. To give you an idea of what that looks like, here you go on the inside. Once I realized I couldn't access it from the top, because they say some legacy seats flip up, this one doesn't. So you have to completely remove the seat. So you'll need a 1/2 inch socket to remove this nut that goes on the side. Bolts in, well, actually right at the bottom. Right in the bottom, right in there. On all 4 sides. Once you do that, you also may want to reduce it, which I did. Remove the base so that you can have a better angle to get to the bottom of this. There's a washer that goes on here that you have to use a flathead screwdriver to get this off. That seats itself on there. It just presses back on and locks in, but it's a bear to get out of there if it's just laying down on the floor. So you want to break all 4 bolts just to get to that, and then once you do it, you can just simply just push it up at the bottom, push it on through. It's a little bit of force. It's gonna be a little tough, but you can push it on out, and here you go. You can get that airbag on out. Now in this case, the airbag is still good, but the fitting is shaved off right at the nipple. And I tried to use the screwdriver. I thought it could screw off, but it didn't do anything but spin around in my hand. That's when I realized we had a different issue. We had to take it on off. So now I got this on off. Time to go try and put another one in. I'm going to have to compress this and get it back in. And there's a groove right here in this hole just for this to slide down in, for the nipple and the fitting to slide on. So I'll put this on pause, and we're going to go and try and put that on, and I'll show all of this to you again in reverse. Pause. And again, here we go on part of that. I done got it on in. You have to just pretty much compress it and get it down, and I'll have this 3/4 inch nut that goes in. There we go at the bottom. That's the way it looks. And there's a little groove, as you can see, for that to slide down there in that little channel. And then up at the top here, we've got the nut that needs to go into the 3/4 size nut. It goes into the top. So this right here, you have to slide. So let's get the airbag back in place. There's the hole right there. Now I could just take this 3/4 in there and just lightly screw it in. Okay, we're gonna pause it again while I tighten it all up. But that's airbag replacement right there. See how it's going in? And I'm gonna take that fitting, this O-ring, which is just a lock ring. You can use a flathead screwdriver to get this off. Just slide it back over, which I could probably do. Go ahead and slide it on back on. Oh well, I had to get it going. And pause. Okay, we've kind of got that all tightened back up. Got the airbag in. All I have left to do now is either cut this nipple piece off so I can slide it back on, or either try and pull it out, but I might just cut it just to simplify things. Still got my wood block holding it up. The airbag is definitely in place. These are the screws I was talking about, the 1/2 inch bolts that you need to take off so you can have access to the nut on the top of the airbag. And we're almost ready to button up here. I gotta button up one more. Where's the screw? The nut. A nut. It's back here somewhere. Anyway, I gotta find that nut. There it is. How in the world? Things travel when you're working. Let's just turn it that way. There we go. And this nut goes up there in the top. I'm just gonna hand tighten these a little bit, just enough to get started. I got my trusty little 1/2-inch driver from Milwaukee. If you're fortunate enough to buy one or have one on hand, I highly suggest doing it, because taking these bolts out, these 4 here and these 4 up at the top, you can do it with a hand ratchet, but it will take some time. So this definitely makes life a whole lot easier. But you have 2 on this side and 2 on the other side that I need to tighten back up, and then we're done. And I'm going to slide this airline back onto the bottom of the fitting of the cylinder. Right in there. And we're done. All right, pause again. We're doing this